Welcome back to Overtime, ladies and gentlemen. Always a pleasure here to talk to the players that make up our Rocket League scene here. And one of the great ones from North America is on the line today. GarrettG in the house. Garrett from NRG, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great.
Good to hear from you. Thanks for taking the time to talk to me today. First question, always on Overtime. I just always want to kind of find the backstory of how you got into the scene. Talk to me about how you got into Rocket League.
I'll be honest, at first I actually hated Rocket League, but
Really?
I tried it a couple months later, yeah. I saw it just on the front of Steam, so it was just like a casual pickup, but I really hated it at first because I didn't even know you could fly, and this was near the beginning of it coming out. But I got back into it, and I was actually, kind of ashamed to say it now, but I was a big Kronovi fan back then, and I got really addicted to the game when I found out you could do all these cool things, aerials, double touches. It was really fun then once you learned how to do all that.
I think almost everybody that's ever played Rocket League has the story of the time that one of their friends pressed jump and boost at the same time. They were like, "You can fly in this game," and it changed the world for everybody. It's also fun to hear that Kronovi was a big part of that. So was esports on your radar before this? Were you an esports fan? Did you compete in anything? Talk to me about esports for you.
When I was younger, I was really into Call of Duty. I had a PS3 when I was a lot younger. So I was a big fan of all the Optic guys, on YouTube and all that. So that was probably my first esport, but I really didn't get into esports until I started playing CS:GO. Cloud9, all of them. I was really into that. I was never good enough. I was just a spectator because I was too lazy to find a team. But yeah, CS:GO is really the first esport I started to learn a lot about, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah,
so following the CS:GO scene, and then find Rocket League, end up being one of the best, and now you are on one of the best teams in North America, NRG, a team that's been a 3-time online champion, but you guys struggled so much to get that LAN victory for so long, and finally we saw at the X Games you guys come out and get the win. We heard from Jacob at DreamHack about how he felt. Talk to me about how it felt to finally get a victory on a LAN stage.
Yeah, after RLCS finals, we were pretty disappointed. We were happy about the third place finish, but that Sunday we just really did not show up, and I think that was one of our bigger chances to win RLCS. But going into X Games, we knew we could do it, but it was one of those victories where you have to look past it. Celebrated the day of, but for me, complacency is one of my biggest fears. So, right after we got back home, I was just we were bad to practice because we want RLCS. X Games is great, and we're proud of ourselves. But now we know we really can do it. So hopefully season 4 we'll make a run for it.
Does getting the victory in any way play into the complacency? Because I know that for you competitors, the hunger to win is part of what drives you. When you finally get that victory, sometimes we see players slack off. Does that factor in? How does Rocket League look different for you now that you actually have a victory?
It's not that much different. Not many people agree with me, but the greatest mindset to have for me was always to think I sucked. Because once you think you're really good, you stop improving. In my opinion, some people aren't like that. Some people get better when they think they're one of the greats. But I really don't like to think of myself highly in that regard because I always want to get better. And X Games victory, I'll be honest, I got kind of cocky for a couple days, but I snapped back to reality, and I think the DreamHack loss probably put us there as well.
Yeah, for sure. So talk to me about the DreamHack lock there, or the DreamHack loss. Wow, mixed those words up. That's hilarious. You faced off against the Muffin Men in the very first round of the top 8, and we were all expecting you on the desk. We were expecting you guys to win, and they come out and get the 3-0 sweep, I believe. Were you guys anticipating the Muffin Men to be that strong now, Cloud9? Talk to me about those guys.
Yeah, I mean, not to take it away from the Muffin Men or Cloud9. They played amazing. They played great, and I had a feeling that they would be better than we anticipated. But it's one of those things where we just really did not show up. It was really not our day. You kind of can relate it to RLCS, where played good the first couple days, and then the last day comes and you're just not feeling it. So congrats to Muffin Men, but I think if we were playing a lot better, it would have been a lot closer. I think we would have won.
Yeah, and it's really cool to me also that you guys are have really earned a lot of respect. I remember in like season 1, everyone was like, North America's going to try and hang on, and then but Europe's the real deal. And it's so funny because we won season 1, and then every season they've been like, oh, North America's being better. They're starting to look better, and then it's been Europe in the finals both times. And I remember even talking to Envious or Northern Gaming at the time when they were in the 3rd place match about to face off against you guys. And I was like, so how do you guys feel? And they were like, NRG's going to win the whole thing. Like they've got this one, and then they ended up winning the whole thing. And it's been Europe in the finals 2 seasons in a row now, but NA has been winning a lot of stuff this summer. Talk to me about how you feel about North America versus Europe right now.
You know, constantly the meta for Rocket League is changing, and I think it really has changed in our favor. You know, it used to be where you had to be really controlled and, you know, really smart with your rotations, which, you know, now everyone knows how to rotate, but it's like it's changed into this fast-paced, like really mechanically skilled game. And, you know, with players like Squishy and Jane-Apps, and I think it really benefits them more than anybody. I really do like where it's going. You know, it's not even about who's the best anymore. It's about, you know, who's in form on this day. And especially with North America, there's a lot more teams that I think, you know, this season, usually you're like, you know, yeah, EU will win, but, you know, EU's been slacking, in my opinion. They're like focusing more on their rosters and actually improving, and they're letting North America catch up. So season 4, I mean, it's a big question mark for me on, you know, who's going to be in the finals. Yeah, for sure. I mean, you guys are definitely beginning to get there. It's been great to talk to you, Garrett. I just want to ask this just because I think it'd be fun. If you couldn't be on NRG, if you weren't allowed to be on a team with Jacob and Fireburner, and you had to make a roster, I know you just said that this is why North America's catching up, but talk to me about rosters for a second. Who would you have on your team? Who's your dream roster? Yeah, I mean, you know, a lot of people know I've always been a big fan of European players. So if I couldn't be on NRG, I would probably, you know, my first pick would probably be Remco. And, you know, it's a big question mark with the 3rd. You know, I like Greasy, I like Devo. I'd probably have to pick Greasy just because I love Greasy. You know, he's really nice. So I think I would pick Remco and Greasy as my other roster.
Man, Remco and Greasy, I want to see that roster. That would to watch you guys play would be something else. Garrett, thanks for taking the time to talk to us. Any shout outs you got before I let you go?
Yeah, I just want to shout out to my family. You know, they bought me my first computer, so I wouldn't be here doing this interview without them. So just shout out to them, shout out to my friends who have been supporting me lately, and yeah, that's about it. Oh, NRG.
And NRG, yeah, fantastic. Thanks so much for talking to us, Garrett, and good luck in the rest of Rocket League.
Thank you.
Fantastic stuff there. Garrett from NRG, ladies and gentlemen. Always great to hear from the players here. A lot of good stuff said by them. And we've got some more stuff coming up from Rocket League from Overtime here. When we come back, we're going to be talking about the PRL's Rival Week. You want to hear more about NRG? We're going to talk about them versus G2. It'll be a lot of fun. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.